Ladies, welcome to the Feminine Mystery. My name is Azalea Dawn, and on my channel I talk about leveling up, hypergamy, femininity, and everything you need to attract a masculine provider for you to live your billionaire luxury lifestyle or ultra-millionaire luxury lifestyle. You know, we're not here to cast aspersions. Anyways, if any of that sounds appealing to you, then please check out the rest of the videos on my channel and subscribe if you like it. And if you're returning, then welcome back. Today's video is all about the social skills that you need for your level up and making sure that the people in a man's life love you. Now, the reason that I thought about making this video is because when you are in a relationship, particularly with an affluent man, a thing that really distinguishes them from men who may not have, such high positions of social status or, affluence, right, is that they don't really have men who are at lower tiers of society don't really have people that they have to make an impression on. Whereas men who are more affluent, men who have more going on, they have more high status positions, they maybe have, employees who work for them, or they have, colleagues who are of great importance to them, business partners, family relationships that need to really be respected, right? Those men are not going to be able to stop all of those other relationships on your behalf. So if they have to choose between, especially in the very early stages of dating, if they have to choose between, this girl that they're seeing and let's say their longtime business partner, they're going to choose the business partner. So unfortunately, it is the reality that if you're going to date an affluent man, especially in the early stages of your relationship, you're going to have to learn how to get along with other people, even people who are a little bit difficult to get along with. So this is the kind of thing that I really think that you should be prepared for, and that's all about what this video is about. Having the social skills in your back pocket to make sure that people, no matter how difficult they are, that they love you. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now, my first piece of advice here might be a little bit obvious, but it is to learn to be kind even to people that you don't like. Now, you would think that everybody kind of knows this, everybody kind of understands this, but you would be surprised how infrequent this kind of, idea is. And you really want to start to orient yourself more towards being kind to people, especially honestly people that you are not a fan of. A lot of people, a lot of women in particular, we're kind of on this wavelength where we feel like we're just gonna match somebody else's energy, right? We just kind of want to give somebody back whatever it is that we feel like they are giving to us. So if they have an attitude, we're gonna have an attitude. If they have maybe an unpleasant disposition, we're gonna have an unpleasant disposition. But you really want to get yourself out of that mindset, because at the end of the day, this goes back to what I was saying in the intro, right? A lot of affluent men, they have relationships going on, business relationships, they have friendships, they have, family relationships with people who may be a little bit difficult, and those relationships do take precedence over his relationship with you, unfortunately. A lot of those relationships are what makes the money and the lifestyle that he's living possible to happen in the first place. The affluent world, things are all about relationships. So you want to make sure that your relationship, even if you're not necessarily somebody's biggest fan, is positive. And the best way to do that is to be kind, because it's very difficult, even for people who are kind of they might have a bit of a nasty personality. It is very difficult for people to sustain disliking you when they feel like you like them, when they feel like you're kind to them, when they feel like you're pleasant to them, right? It's hard for them to just keep up the steam. Most people, even if you have a guy who has a nasty stepmother, or maybe a difficult business partner or something like that, over time they're just gonna get tired of trying to give you the stink face or make little snide comments to you if you never respond and you're only kind to them. They're just gonna kind of lose their steam and kind of get over it and move on to somebody that they can get a reaction from. So just remember to never take the bait. Don't lose a good situation for yourself just because of somebody else's behavior, and be kind to people even when you are not a fan of them. The next thing that you want to do is learn how and when to genuinely connect with people. Now, this is something that is all about, like being able to read the room, being able to read the situation that you're in. And that's about, like not going for like this inappropriately deep relationship with people that you just don't know like that. Now, I know like a lot of people, like we're just like, oh, like we hate small talk. We don't like to, just kind of like beat around the bush or like talk about the weather or talk about, things that are like frivolous and shallow. But you really want to learn how to master the art of small talk and look at it as more of like a treat, right? Look at it as more of like a kindness, right? You're creating a pleasant atmosphere for people to relax in, to be comfortable in, and to enjoy the company of other people in without, like probing like deeply into like the intricacies of other people's lives. Because other people, as much as like it might be like a little bit of like an unusual occurrence for you to be out and about being social, like let's say like you're out at like a party or like an evening gathering or something like that with other people. Maybe this isn't something that happens often for you, but for like a lot of people in the affluent community, they're out like experiencing other people's presence and energy all the time, and it can become overwhelming to constantly be answering all of these like super deep questions like, oh, like when were you last in love, how did your last relationship end, and blase blase blase. Like people don't always want to have like this super deep connection with everybody that they encounter. Sometimes it's okay to just talk about travel or your education or like current events, just like light topical things that are going on, and just having like very like superficial and pleasant conversation. Don't think of it as a negative, right? When you want to start like building up deeper connections, you want to start to be intentional about that and deliberately inviting people to like one-on-one experience your presence, maybe to go out for brunch or lunch or coffee or drinks or something like that, and like have that be in like a more private and personal social venue. But don't like jump the gun with other people and just like instantly start trying to like have this super deep connection with people, especially when you don't know that people necessarily want to have that connection with you. The next thing you want to do is learn to give the best non-physical compliments. The reason that you want to like focus on non-physical compliments in particular is because people, like often, like a lot of us just don't receive like compliments all the time, unless like we're really somebody who like, I guess like puts like a lot of effort into our appearance. I was out like the other day at my workplace actually, and like, like these days, like I try to do things like a bit more like virtually. This is TMI, but I was just like in there walking through and I saw some women who were staff in the place that I work, and they were just like, oh wow, you look so beautiful, I love your dress, da 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 da. I was kind of like very dressed up. You would think that I was like at an evening function in the middle of the day. But yeah, a lot of people, like they do rush in to like give physical compliments, and like of course like we love being told like that we look nice, that our dresses are beautiful, our hair is beautiful, our makeup looks beautiful, blase blase blase. That's all great, and I would definitely encourage you to do that. But what you can really like when you can really like exceed just in terms of like or I guess like excel, in terms of like your compliment game, is to start to give people non-physical compliments, right? Start to think about like when for example like somebody handles a situation in a certain way, starting to say, I love the way that you approached X situation. I feel like it demonstrated courage, it demonstrated authenticity, it demonstrated this commitment to whatever. Obviously that's a little bit of like an awkward phrasing just coming off the top of my head, but like you get what I'm saying. You want to start to like look at the way that other people behave and the way that other people just are as people, and start to compliment them on those core personality traits, right? Telling people that you think that they're really brave, that you think that they're really courageous, not in like a backhanded way, but like in a sincere way. Telling people that you think that they are just bright and positive and uplifting, or that they are so like empathetic and compassionate towards other people, right? When you start to like really give people compliments like that, they're going to like feel really proud of those things, and they're going to remember like when they are away from you how they felt in your presence, how the things that you said made them feel. And that's going to be a great way to get in very positively with people, even when you don't necessarily have the deepest relationship with them. You can make sure that they love seeing you, they love being around you, just by making sure that you're making them feel good when they are in your presence. Now, ladies, my final piece of advice here is going to sound a little bit woohoo, but stick with me here. Learn to have good energy when you enter a space. Now, I get it, like the woohoo spiritual stuff is not for everybody, but hear me out here. I really do believe that people can feel your energy when you walk into a place. If you are in a place where you are like somebody who is just kind of like walking around looking for a fight, you are just, like in a negative, nasty mood, you are, like red hot, angry, can't be touched, can't be spoken to, other people can feel that, and you start to attract other people who are just like chaotic and looking for a problem. But if you're somebody who like your energy is bright, it's light, it's positive, it's radiant, it's just great energy, then other people who have great energy are also going to gravitate towards you in that regards. And it's just a way where you can like experience other people's presence. You can just kind of like be there, and other people will still enjoy being around you because they're enjoying your energy, they're enjoying your vibe. So when it comes to, like just, being out and about, socializing, even if you don't want to, like talk so much and spend so much time talking, yeah, that's fine. But you want to also make sure that you have good energy coming into the space, right? So that means that you might have to have like a routine where you're getting ready and you're playing a certain kind of music. Maybe you're lighting candles. Maybe you are, like you've eaten a certain kind of food that really makes you feel like very energized. Maybe you are adequately caffeinated. I almost said caffeinated, like let's not be caffeinated until the end of our lives, but maybe you need to be adequately caffeinated, right, in order to make sure that your energy is positive. Make sure that you're doing whatever it is that you need to do so that when other people are around you, they feel very positive energy, very positive vibes from you, because it's going to go a long way towards you being invited into other people's spaces in the future. And if you want to like build a relationship, especially with an affluent man, part of that is making sure that everybody who's in his life, everybody who is, a business partner, a business relationship, a colleague, maybe he is trying to, raise money for something and he needs, like a beautiful woman by his side to feel confident doing that. Whatever is going on in his life, to be honest, right? You want to make sure that you can be that and that other people want your presence, because that's going to take you from being like a liability in a man's life to being an asset in a man's life, to being his secret weapon. So with that, I will leave this video here. If you've enjoyed it, then please leave a like below. And if you enjoy content all about femininity, elegance, hypergamy, then consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already. For those of you who have, thank you for watching this entire video. I hope to see you again in the future. If there's anything that you would like from me in terms of content, definitely let me know down below. And I will see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.